All right, a major day of protests both here in Colorado and all across the country. Look at this, thousands of people gathering at the state capitol in Denver as part of the hands-off protest, demonstrating against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk's policies. So the state capitol protest was one of more than a dozen throughout the state. This is a protest map from progressive advocacy group Mobilize America. Along with Denver, they list demonstrations up in Grand County, in Bailey. We also heard about protests in Golden, Boulder, Longmont, Fort Collins, and Greeley as well. So Denver 7's Adria Irahita spoke to protesters who gathered in downtown Denver today about why they came out.
As you can see, there are thousands of people gathered here in front of the state capitol. Those crowds extending into Civic Center Park. Some downtown streets are closed as well to accommodate for this march. Organizers tell me this is a culmination of different groups that have rallied in front of the state capitol over the past few months.
These are not American things.
With energized chants and colorful signs, thousands of people marched as part of Denver's hands-off protest.
It's about the overreach of the current administration and that we're demanding that they keep hands off our rights.
People from all different walks of life who say they felt the effects of government changes. For example, cuts to federal agencies like the NIH, which the Trump administration says were needed.
Most of the cuts are to those administrative sections which are now consolidating or eliminating the redundancies.
Ben Wilson tells me he's worried about cuts to funding for medical research.
My son has a very rare genetic condition called Bloom syndrome, where only 300 people in the world have it. There's not going to be the funding and research to be able to set up trials for these kids.
Another topic of concern among folks at the rally, cuts to the federal workforce.
With all the federal workers being cut, is who's going to take care of our public lands? Who's going to steward our public lands and our wildlife?
While Democratic lawmakers in Colorado have spoken out against the layoffs, Republicans like Congressman Jeff Crank agree with the Trump administration's message that it would cut back on so-called wasteful spending.
If you're a federal employee and you're doing good, valuable work, then the federal government's going to want you there. This isn't an attack on federal employees.
For today's demonstrators, it's something that they say transcends partisan lines.
We're not a specific group, we're not a specific, agenda. We are everyone's agenda, and that's what makes today really, really special, is that we're all here to fight for each other.
Now this hands-off rally here in Denver is one of 1,300 similar rallies that happened across the country today. In Denver, Adria Irahita, Denver 7.
And Congresswoman Diana DeGette also hosted a town hall today at Denver's South High School. So DeGette said the goal of this town hall was to inform her constituents about what she's doing to combat President Trump's, quote, extreme agenda. So we asked her about a number of issues, including today's protests, as well as the president's new tariffs.
Americans need to voice their concerns, and we need to do it through the courts, through Congress, but also through people going out and saying we are not going to put up with this as Americans. None of the reputable economists think that tariffs are actually going to help Americans because what it will do is it'll just increase costs for Americans right away.
And also in today's town hall, Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser, who is running to be the state's next governor. Republican members of Congress from Colorado, including Gabe Evans and Lauren Boebert, are in favor of the tariffs, and they say the policy will help Colorado farmers and consumers in the long run.